guys, it's Jessica from Peace Love Books, and today I'm here with underrated romances that I think need way more love than they get. They may have really high ratings on Goodreads, but all of these have less than 2,000 ratings total on Goodreads, meaning that not that many people have read them, and so many more people should be reading these books. And this all started because this one book, the third book in the series, is coming out. I was obsessed with the first book last year. I'm currently in the middle of the second book, and less than 2,000 people have read the first book, and it's just such a shame, and I want to spread the love. So here are some books that need more love. The book I have to share is, the one I'm reading is The Reigning and the Rule by Kalia Reed. The first book is The Surviving Trace, and the newest book is coming out within a week, I believe. I think it's coming out next week. And she just dropped new covers, and I've already ordered the new cover of book one because it's gorgeous. And I'll probably order the book two so I can match it. And then book three when it comes out. These are time-traveling romances, and it's enemies to lovers, and it's amazing. I am obsessed with Serene, and I think it's Etienne, I think is how you actually pronounce the name. It's the same name as the guy from Anna and the French Kiss, and these books are so good. She time travels, not on purpose, back into the early 1900s. I want to say it's like 1912, and she's actually engaged in the current time, and when she time travels, she falls in love with someone in the past, and they're insane, and things happen. There's a cliffhanger at the end of book one, and so I have less than 100 pages left in book two right now, and I'm freaking out, and I'm obsessed with their romance so much. I love how much they bicker and they butt heads, so if you love enemies to lovers and you want a really good time-traveling romance, you have to pick this book up. Next is a series, and it's the only traditionally published books on this list, and that is the Wild ASA Series by Chanel Cleeton. If you did not know, Chanel Cleeton is the author of When We Left Cuba and Next Year in Havana, and the Next Year in Havana like blew up last year. Reese Witherspoon had it as her book club pick. I'm so proud of Chanel for getting this much success on this amazing series. I loved Next Year in Havana. These books were published before those books, and these were her initial trilogy she had with Berkeley Romance. They are fighter pilot romances, so it's military romances, so emotional. This couple has been hinted at since book one, so it's like that series where you're waiting for the one couple to finally have them. Super, super emotional. All three are amazing. I love them so much, and less than 1,000 people have read each one of these books. Such a shame, and it makes me really sad that people aren't reading these. They're amazing. If you love military romances and like Top Gun kind of stories, you need to read these. The next one has less than 2,000 ratings because it is pretty new, so it's actually doing really well for a recent release. It came out within the last 2 weeks, and that is Marriage for One by Ella Mays. This is a new book. Like I said, I got an e-arc from the publisher, like the tour company, and this is a marriage of convenience novel. So it is a fake marriage. They barely, I think they knew each other a week before they got married, and it's like your brooding love interest, and it's kind of enemies to lovers, but not really. They're just like really cold towards one another in the beginning, and especially he is, because that's just his personality, and then they slowly start to fall for each other. It's so cute. It's really long. It's such a slow burn. If you love Mariana Zapata, you will love this one. Such a slow burn book. So good. And you guys need to read it. The next one actually has 2,200, so it's a little over 2,000 people who have rated this book on Goodreads, but I think it should be way more than that, and it is Top Secret by Elle Kennedy and Serena Bowen. Again, I also think this one is because it's a recent release. It's come out within the last 2 weeks, but like everyone needs to read it. It is an MM romance from the MM Queens. They wrote Him and Us, which has just like blew up the book world. This is a college romance. It's super cute, and it's about a guy who's dating someone who has been for years. She wants to mix up their relationship a little, so he goes on this app and starts talking to this other guy, figures out who he is in real life, and it's adorable and amazing, and I loved it so much, and everyone needs to read it. I'm shocked by the next one that not as many people have read it. I want to say it was less than 1,000 when I looked it up, but I don't know if there's different versions in the book on Goodreads. That's the Palm South University series by Candy Steiner. This series is perfect for summer, so better buy this series now for summer because it's amazing. It's a college sorority fraternity drama-filled series. Like if you like the TV show Greek and Gossip Girl, it's like Gossip Girl and Greek had a baby and had this, and it's amazing, and there's a bunch of different characters, and there's so many different relationships that you ship, and characters go through a lot of dark times, but they also go through a lot of good times. I myself was never in a sorority, but I love the drama in these books so much. There's some characters I hate, there's some characters I love, and they're amazing, and Candy does have new covers that I'm obsessed with that I want to collect, but these are so good and perfect for summer, so get these now so you can read them. Next is from one of my favorite authors, and it's been a while since it's released. It released this year, and I'm surprised nobody has read it, and that is Rewrite the Stars by Charlie Rose. This is such a good romance, and it's a standalone, and it is about a girl who basically runs away from her family and joins the circus, kind of. She met this guy a few years ago, and something happened, and some people were thrown in jail, and then she runs into them again because they're part of the circus. They are like, they ride the motorcycles and do those really cool trick shows, and they're either brothers or cousins. They're all related, and their family is cursed that all the men die before they're 25, and so they all deal with that curse in their own way. And so our main girl really likes the one guy and decides to run away and join them for the summer and live in their camper with them for the summer. And so it's a romance, so it's kind of like a running away with the carnival kind of romance, and it's amazing and so good. I loved it so much. The ending, I didn't know which way it was gonna go, and you all need to read it. The last one I could not shut up about last year. I read it almost at the very end of the year, and it made my top 10 of 2018 list, and that is Right Where I Want You by Jessica Hawkins. This is an office romance, enemies to lovers romance. There are dogs in it, and it's adorable. I loved this. The main character is brought into a company to kind of revamp their image because they're a men's magazine, so it reminds me of like those early 2000 rom-coms, and it's amazing. And our main character has this really old, I think he's like a Great Dane or something. I don't remember what breed he is. And he has a lot of medical issues, so she takes care of him a lot. They go on the cutest dates. Oh my gosh, they're adorable, but they hate each other in the beginning, and it's really adorable, and one of the best office romances I've ever read. I definitely recommend everybody read it, since only just a little over 2,000 people have read it, and that's a shame. More people need to read this book. And those are the romances that I think need way more love than they have, that I flew through those. Wow, so this is a pretty short video, but I didn't want to say too much about them. All I can say is that they are amazing and not enough people read them. They're some of my favorite romances that are super underrated, and I never see anybody talking about them, so everyone needs to go read them. Let me know down below if you have any favorite underrated romances so I can check them out. I would love to hear. As always, thank you so much for watching, and have a good day. Bye.